there's, as most of us know, or if you have access. So I feel particularly just so sad for people that don't have, say, internet access or easy internet access or devices to, so, you know, for different parts of the world or different levels of people's resources. And just when I see that level of like the humans, whether it's in the United States or other countries, not having access to basic resource like healthcare and all the levels of things, but even just on this level of technology to stay connected when we're home, if we don't have, especially as you said, if we don't have people in the home with us. So, but if you do, if you're blessed to have that access to online, there's so much going on online. So many people are offering useful, beneficial ways to take care of yourself, to connect with others virtually. So I just would encourage you to, you know, take the time to do that. You know, it's so easy to be just like maybe binge watching Netflix or just being in the old habits. But this is a time, I think, to maybe especially look for new resources to both for yourself and your own well-being, your own kind of self practices. I like to think of it as and practices or ways to connect with others. So there's so much out there right now. I've heard the distinction between physical distancing versus social distancing, and I think that's an important distinction. I understand why it's called social distancing, but then maybe just to think of it as just we're physically distancing in order to protect ourselves and others at this time, but it doesn't mean social distancing in the sense, of course, that we need. And I think we need more social connectivity at this time to help us get through it and have access our well-being and our resilience. So I think that's just useful to bear in mind. We're not distancing socially, just physically. I'm a huge believer in building a network of what I like to call empathic community. So to put attention into how are you building your empathic community of connections with different people individually and kind of collectively. So how you're staying in touch with people, but it's the how. It's not just, in my view, having normal conversations that we often do that are just kind of ping-ponging back and forth or talking in certain ways that aren't necessarily enriching to us. So what I really believe is important in this time where we're more isolated is to reach out and stay connected to as many people that we feel enriched by, and then to bring. I would invite you, if you're not used to this, like I talked about in the family talk that I just gave it, is to invite even a little structure to your conversation with people. Hey, can we just take turns speaking, where we're just really listening to each other, and when we're speaking, we're really dropping into what's going on, what's really going on for us. It's easy to talk in a more superficial way that isn't getting to that level that actually nourishes us, that feeds us. So I'd say, the importance of building that community of connections and then having these little more intentional conversations you drop into this, being more present in a way, and having that little structure of, I like taking turns, really, so you know who's speaking and who's listening. It just drops us into a different place.